Hello, it's Wessel here, and thanks for joining me as I continue on my adventures in SnowRunner on hard mode. And today we're up to day 22 here in North Carolina, and we're picking up obviously where we left off yesterday, and that was in the middle of delivering the cargo required for 2 Towers 1 and the first lot of cargo required for 2 Towers 2. Now I'm pretty sure at the moment we don't have this cargo packed. Also I'm hoping that today I've got my sound levels a little bit better so you can actually hear me over the noise of the Mack truck. But we will see. I'll be checking it later on, but I think things will work out a bit better today. Alright, I'm just going to pause. Oh, there it is. Just trying to see where our drop spot is. And there it is. Because we don't have anything packed, so it's not giving me my little down arrow. But we do at least have this spot. So let's unpack the metal beams off, which is a bit of a pain, but you know, that's the problem when you overload the truck. Hopefully that's off enough. Oh, metal beam, off you get. Right. Pack. Lovely. Right, so the 2 concrete slabs. I'll try and get these back up and into the truck. And then we'll be good. So today's focus is going to be on finishing off this 2 Towers contract, because obviously we've still got to bring over 2 cargo containers yet. We'll also probably drop off that flatbed semi-trailer that the Freightliner's currently got. There we go. Yeah, we'll drop that off and see if we can do anything else while we're here. So I'm just going to bring the Mack back this way and get him back onto the road, and then we'll bring the Freightliner back as well so that they can both head down. Maybe we should race them. Let's do that. Why not? Bit of fun. We'll take the Mack this way, and we'll take the Freightliner back the other way. I'm pretty sure this way's quicker and better and all round nicer. But we'll take the Freightliner the other way just for a bit of fun. And then once we get them both back to the sealed road on the other side, we can run down to the drowned port again. So we're definitely going to stay here in Flatlands today, knocking over a few more contracts, I hope. And then we'll be starting to almost get ready to head back to reactive zone again, but we've got a bit to do yet. So you can see this is a pretty nice path to take back, particularly for the Mack. We will be using this path much more now in preference to the other one. Back to the sealed road. So I'll just run on past so I can refuel and won't get mixed up. Oh, I need to go a little bit closer. It's really weird. Sometimes you've got to be right next to it before it'll register that you're there. Okay, so we'll just run on that. Should be about the right spot there. Come back to the Freightliner. We'll head out and take the Freightliner back the other way, just because we can. And we'll even come along here. This is probably really silly, but we'll head across the grass. That was a lot deeper than I thought it was. This is where we normally come across to this path. This tree is here. That's all right. Alright, so let's see how we go coming along this path without any cargo on our trailer. We should be okay. Having a bit of trouble changing gears in this one. Can't seem to get my thumbs working properly. Better. Oh, pull with the front wheels. Right. All good. I'll go up and over the slopey bit to avoid the mud. You can see just how bumpy or bouncy the Freightliner is. It likes to bounce up and down. We're cooking now. So this is back to the muddy intersection, and then we'll be on the sealed road. Bit keen going up there. That's better. Alright, so we'll refuel from the fuel carrier again. off we go. Heading back to the drown port. Now I'm actually going to go with the Mack first this time, I think. So we'll see how that works out. I'm actually going to stop at the little scout trailer and put a little bit more fuel back into him. So I think we're going to want to use that as our main fuel point down here before too much longer, because I'm going to be taking that fuel carrier semi-trailer back to Viro Hills. I'm not going to take any out of the Mack though, because the Mack's got a big journey ahead of himself. But I can take some out of the Freightliner. Not quite that much though. That's not going to be enough. That's better. That'll be enough. Right, so hopefully we'll be able to get past this excavator here without clouting it with the Freightliner. So I'm going to take a really wide line around it. And we just made it. Ooh, going narrow in the end. Alright. And we'll come and put the 2 cargo containers onto the Freightliner, and he can head over to the cooling towers on his own while the Mack stays at the port. We should get through this muddy part pretty well, the first part. The challenge is going to be in the second part, so we'll see how we go. But I think both trucks are capable of getting through, so together they should be okay to get through. It's just this last bit that we're going to struggle, because both of them will be finding it hard going now. Now we should be getting a bit better traction. Go over here. Alright, so that's got both trucks now back to the drowned port. We might just run the Mack right over here out of the way and pull it up to let the Freightliner come through the inside. Maybe. Just enough room. Thanks, he says. turn him around and load our 2 cargo containers. I should be able to load these without having to detach the trailer with a bit of luck. Got that angle a bit wrong to start with, didn't I? Kind of messed that up a bit. That's a bit better. Second time lucky. I think just run forward a fraction. Crane mode. Put our struts out. Head over and get 2 cargo containers onto the loading platform. We'll put this one as far back as we can. Come on, get back over there. That's better. We'll just push it back a little bit. That should be enough. Get the other one. Okay, I didn't quite go where I thought it would, but that's okay. Get back there. Near enough. That will back from there. Restore the crane. And we're going to head on back to where we just came from. Bye bye, Mac. And we're fine to go on our own this time, because the Mac is going to be going the other way. So we're going to drop these 2 cargo containers off and then keep going to drop off the flatbed semi-trailer at the fuel station. Which will be good. And that'll finish the essentials task. Then we'll probably do just a little bit of logistic work. I'll get that fuel carrier semi-trailer and take it up to the fuel station and top it up. So we'll see how good my estimating was in fuel. I think I'm going to have about 20 or 30 litres spare. But I'm estimating that I can get back to the fuel carrier semi-trailer with the fuel that I've got on board. I'm pretty sure I can. I think we said it was about 50 litres to get from the port back to the Scout fuel carrier when we were fully loaded. So we should have a few left over. I reckon we'll have about 40 litres or more left over, which is fine. And it meant that I could put another couple of 100 litres or 150 litres into the little Scout, so that was good. Now we do have to take this little Scout trailer back up to the north of the map later on for a task, but we're not doing that just yet. We're going to have plenty of fuel left over. About 50 more, 60 litres. You'll notice I lift off early on that corner. It's a nasty corner. It seems to carry you through very quickly. So just be wary if you are playing this map. It can run you into that guardrail very easily. Alright, so we'll take the new path now because it's just that bit easier, especially with cargo containers on that are a bit tippy. They're quite top heavy. So we'll just sort of plough through the mud here and not get too fussed about it. I think I did this last time, got in the wrong spot here. Trying to keep the truck relatively flat. You don't want one side to get down into the deep ruts too much. Especially with this truck, which has quite bouncy suspension. That's pretty good. We've got this nasty water crossing here as being the last nasty bit. We'll go back to low for this. Now after that, it's pretty straightforward. Just don't crash into trees and things. Slowed down there just in case I bashed my nose into the ground, just to avoid damage. And here we just go around this little mud puddle. There's definitely something there to hit, but I can't see what it is. Must be that bush. It's hiding a tree stump or something. And then we're onto the main road again, which makes this much easier. Here we are, coming into the two towers, or the cooling towers. All good. I might just pull up there and take a little photo of us delivering this last lot. All good. Okay, so let's drop off 2 cargo containers. That will finish now the second tower. And now both cooling towers are up and working. Cooling towers built. There we go. Very good. So from here, the next thing that I want to do is drop off this trailer at, we're here now, so we're going to come out of here, or either way, it doesn't actually matter, I guess. I'll turn around it, yeah, either way, and head to the loading area here where we can happily drop off our trailer. And then I'm going to nip back and find my fuel carrier here and take that up, refuel it, bring it back and leave it pretty much there. So that then will be starting to get ready to head out of Flatlands and return back to Avaro Hills. Because as we kind of know, there's not many tasks left outstanding now. There is the little one with the fuel carrier, but I haven't actually found that yet per se. I thought I could trigger that from where the fuel carrier is, but clearly I couldn't. So we can only trigger it from its destination, which is up near the trailer store. So we'll go and take this flatbed semi-trailer back to the loading area. Now I think we get to keep it anyway, but we're pretty much done with it, so it doesn't really matter. And then we'll head back down and get the fuel trailer, bring it up, fuel it, take it back. Because that fuel trailer eventually we have to deliver into Avaro Hills to the, I'm not sure what it's called, at the plant. It's sort of in the south of the map. And here we go. There you go. Help there to that. Here's for your trouble. So some money and the trailer. So we got to keep the trailer. But to be honest, I don't need it anymore. So we'll just park it here. It's out of the way. Oh, too bad. Whatever. It's there. Okay. And if I do need to get it, I can come back to the fuel station and come and get it. So I'm going to head down now and get the fuel carrier and bring that back up, fuel it up, and take it back to where it currently is, where we'll park and wait for now. Continue on a bit more with the Mack. So a little bit to do, and then we'll switch to the Mack. I'm pretty sure we've finished all the tasks here now, so it's just a couple of contracts to go. And then we'll be heading back to Avaro Hills or Reactive Zone or Flatlands or somewhere else anyway. So we'll skip down this main road. It's pretty easy without a trailer. You can hop along. We shouldn't have too much trouble. Still avoid the nasty bits though. And hit something else that I didn't see. Because that's the only problem when you're getting a bit of a wiggle on. You can't see any of the little hazards that might cause some damage. So you might be able to tell also, when I was putting this truck together, I chose to put the crane on, but I possibly could have avoided putting the crane on and just used the Mack as a loading truck, if you like, because we haven't needed the crane. But I was more nervous in case anything fell off when I was transporting. And then I'd have the crane to be able to put it back on again. But maybe in hindsight, we might have been better off to lose the crane and have a little bit less weight. I normally like to have a crane. It gives you all the options. Yes, you have to pull it around, it's more weight to carry around, but it gives you the options if something goes wrong or you need to pick something up. You can do it without having to fiddle around with another truck. So let's get our trailer and we're going to take it up to the fuel station. Just do a multi-point turn here. Oh, it might be alright actually. Yeah, definitely alright. Good turning circle on the Freightliner. Trying to stay up on top of this bit of mud rather than fall down into the water. My task's set up at the moment, all boarded up, and we certainly won't be doing that for a while. So that ain't the one I'm going to be doing next. So I think the one I'm going to be doing next is called Going with the Flow, I think. Which is a contract to take some cargo containers, pretty sure it's cargo containers, up to the 2 points on the dam where you can then activate the water spots so you can load water, which is important for the running dry or whatever it is contract that's still outstanding. Ooh, that was close. Alright, so now we can just run straight up here across the 2 bridges we made and on to the fuel station. So far we've done all of this map without buying much fuel at all, because we managed to steal a whole lot from the generator trailer. And now we're going to need to buy some. But at $2 a litre, that's very cheap fuel. we're pretty happy with that. Let's head in and buy our fuel, and this will be the fuel that we're going to need pretty much to finish the whole region in this area, because we still do have quite a bit of fuel in that fuel semi-trailer at reactive zone, and there's quite a bit of fuel in the fuel semi-trailer in Pineline Bay. So it's just Avaro Hills that's a bit short on for fuel. So we'll top up ourselves and the trailer. Alright, so now the Freightliner's all fueled up and the trailer's filled up. So we should then have a little look at the contracts that we still have outstanding. So I think we're going to turn our attention back a bit more to Pineline Bay and some of the contracts that are still waiting to be done there. But I might be getting a bit ahead of myself, so let's just take this trailer down to where it belongs first, eh? It's coming in there a little bit slower. We didn't take any damage that time. My gear's pretty good, isn't it? You think you might need to change down, but it just pulls on pretty well. It's really only if you virtually come to a stop that that you need to change. So we'll be changing here because this is very slow. Oh, got my fingers wrong again. Fat fingers. We're almost back to the main road now. Asking a bit much there. Because the semi-trailer's full, so now obviously it's a little bit harder to pull it along than when it was empty. That extra 3.5 tonnes. Okay, I'm going to put it back almost exactly where I had it, just facing the other way. I don't think I'm actually going to be refueling from it though, but we'll see. So for the Mack, if I look at what's still outstanding, currently we've got no tasks that we know of, but there is a task up here called refueling that we haven't hit on yet. So refueling needs to be done, but that's the only task that we're aware of at the moment. Contracts, we've still got quite a lot. Filling space, getting back on track. I think a lot of these we can't really do too much on yet. Lost and found, though, I think is the one that I think we can do. Oh no, going with the flow, that's right. Lost and found, yeah, we'll do that in a little while. We won't be far off doing that one. But I want going with the flow. This one. So in this case, we need to take a cargo container and drop one at the west wing and one at the east wing. So let's do that, and that'll open up the water stations for us. So I need 2 cargo containers again, same as what I just loaded up on the Freightliner. Ooh, can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Cargo container on the loading platform. And we'll put these 2 into the trailer. And again, trying to get it as far back on the trailer. Well, that's close. Trying to get it as far back on the trailer as I can to start with, and then just give it a little push with the crane. That's heaps. Probably almost too far. Get the other one. Put him in the front. Oh yes, that's right, there's the bar at the front. Okay, and there's our 2 cargo containers ready to go. And we're going to go up, directly up past the garage and drop these off to the 2 sides of the dam, and that will open up the water stations for us, which is going to be needed later on when we're trying to do the running dry 2 contract, which is delivering water. Plus there's a couple of sneaky tasks that we don't know about yet that we'll find out about, which also are delivering water. But that'll become more apparent in a little while. So let's just try and clamber out of here. And head up to the garage. So we should be pretty right to follow this path. Maybe run alongside it a bit. This will take us pretty much directly up to the garage. And then we can run around the main road to drop these 2 off at the 2 spots for the dam. So that's going to work out pretty well. I'll probably have to head back to the fuel station though, I'm thinking. So I think we won't have enough fuel to do the full circuit as things stand. Look at this high gear working so well, pulling up out of the mud. All good. We'll come up here and pull up towards the garage. Might need to change down. Yeah. No. Look at that. Didn't need to change down. So again, high gear is an absolute weapon in this Mack Defense. So you can see the two drop-off points are now visible. Half the challenge for this one is going to be turning the truck around once we get to the destination spot to deliver it for each side of the dam. There's not a lot of manoeuvring room. There you go, we can see the first drop spot now. There's very little turning circle here. Now we can drop off the first one. I'm going to try and reverse back, put my tail up the hill a bit. And hope that we can just get around without tipping over. Not too bad. See, whenever you say things are going to be hard and, oh gee, this is a problem, it turns out to be quite easy. So, and other times you think, just going to blithely go along here, and suddenly you find yourself on your roof. It can be a bit tricky like that. So go over to the other side of the dam and drop off the second cargo container. Oh, there's our little Scout that we haven't taken back to the garage yet. Hi, Scout. Now this side of the dam is a little bit easier to turn around, and you can actually turn around on the apron. Whereas the other side, you have to do that sneaky reversey bit. But this one's a bit trickier to get into from this side. So you've got to do a pretty tight turn. So let's go right over here and then do our tight turn. Very tight turn. A lot easier to enter this side coming from the fuel station. So that's okay. Drawing fun there. So this time we're going to kick hugely over to the left so we can try and turn on this apron. Didn't quite get that right. Drop that off, and there we are. We've completed that contract much better. Both cranes are working order and shouldn't have any issues with the water either. Hooray, good. And you can see now we've got a blue squarey thing here. We can now load water. Haven't got anything to load it in at the moment, but at least it is feasible that we can load water. So we'll do a bit of a wiggly wobbly turnaround. And then, oops, we might just pause there and have a quick look no, at this, because the next thing we want to do, right, that's high on our list, but I can't do that yet, and that's taking things into reactive zone. So I don't know why it's showing us there, but there's some pumps here that we need to get and take into reactive zone. Pump it up. There's a crude oil tank. Ah, yes, there's a heavy saddle, it's a high saddle, sorry. And there's a crude oil tanker here that has to go into Ivaro Hills. And then we need some other things. And spring cleaning, that's to bring 3 garbage, or go to the cooling tower first, but then deliver 3 garbage. Fine, okay, can't really do that now. The one we can do is lost and found. And that's going to be the next thing we're going to do. So we're currently here. I'm going to head down to the gas station, fuel up, come back over, head up and around to the mine, and then load up 2 garbage and take them to the loading dock, which I'm pretty sure is at the flooded port. Yeah. So that's the task I'm going to do next. We won't get through that today, but at least we'll get some fuel and be able to get ourselves started on it. Having a bit of trouble drawing the trees. They look like blobs. And then eventually they look like trees. I think that's rendering, isn't it? But, obviously close to the edge from memory or something like that, or I don't know. Maybe I should restart the box. It might help. Rightio, magical high gear. It helps with everything. Now actually I might as well leave the trailer here, because there's absolutely no reason to take the trailer down to the fuel station. We're not going to load up anything there. So let's bring the trailer up here and park it and just run down to the fuel station on our own. Oh, thought I'd missed that sign. Tried to miss the sign, but did a bad job of missing it. Right, let's go down to the fuel station. Definitely starting to get lighter. I think it's probably about 6 o'clock now, so we've still got a little bit of time yet. A bit violent in our turning around there. Oh well. All right. Pretty sure we've got a full tanks on top of the truck. Yes, we do. And now we've topped up our main tanks. So let's go back and get our trailer. Oh, there's now a new task just popped up there. And that task has popped up because we've finished the going with the flow one. And this is living on the outskirts, and that's a task that requires water delivery to a house somewhere or other. And interestingly enough, that's living on the outskirts too, which implies correctly that there is a living on the outskirts 1 somewhere else. So we have to go and find that. Let's come back up and get our trailer and then head on up to the mine, which is where we've already been there. We went up there with the Chev when we were scouting in order to do a contest there, which I think was called What Is It or Where Is It? Which basically we knew we had to toddle down the muddy path, and as usual we managed to get bronze for it. But that's okay, we're not in a great hurry and hardly needing the extra money. Starting to get pretty light now though, so we'll come around and head up, and I reckon we'll park at the turn off up to the mine. So we're going to head up this way. And instead of heading to the gateway to Pineline Bay, which is sort of the right-hand fork up ahead here, we'll head around to the left. So we're getting pretty close to the end of our day, but it's been a pretty good day. We managed to deliver the cargo for 2 Towers 2, and then took the Freightliner back and got the last part required for that. So we finished that contract off and refueled up dropped off the semi-trailer, the flatbed semi-trailer, to do the essentials task, and then refueled the fuel carrier, which was pretty neat. And so now we've got that ready to go back to Avaro Hills, and we ended up taking the 2 cargo containers up to the dam, to the 2 spots on the dam for going with the flow. So yeah, not a bad day. About 3 tasks or contracts, and getting pretty close to starting on the 4th. So I'm going to just pull it up here, because this is the road we need to take. 7:48, near enough. I'm not going to squeeze up those last few minutes. We'll just chat for a second. So we're going to head up that muddy path to the mine, pick up the garbage that will populate there, and then come back down and head down to the flooded port to deliver it. So that'll do for now. Stop it there. So that's it for today, day 22 I think it was. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed today. I think we did pretty well. Another fairly good logistic day, and gradually knocking down these contracts. There's just such a lot of them, but we are getting it done. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye.